Kanye West was right about everything. He knows the freakos that are watching her now are gonna love it when she's 18. It's like the same way they were passing around Kylie when she was 17 years old and no one said anything. I just feel bad for the West children because you either have to have a mom that wants to sell you for money or a dad that's gonna sell you Yahtzee propaganda. Like, either way, you're cooked.
Kim Kardashian is out in Italy again, and honestly, the whole thing turned into a spectacle. Her fashion choices had people whispering nonstop, and at the same time, her daughter was caught up in drama that had everybody's jaws dropping. Let's start with Kim. That outfit she stepped out in looked less like high fashion and more like a desperate attempt to grab headlines. People couldn't tell if it was supposed to be edgy or just plain sloppy. Cameras were flashing, but instead of admiration, it was pure secondhand embarrassment. Fans online were saying things like, "She's trying way too hard," and honestly, they weren't lying. But what had everyone really talking wasn't just Kim's outfit. It was the fact that her 12-year-old daughter appeared to be rocking a piercing on her middle finger. Yes, you heard that right.
Kim Kardashian is catching heat again, this time for her 12-year-old daughter, Northwest, being spotted out with a hand piercing. Appears like she got her middle finger pierced, right in the webbing area almost between her pointer finger and her middle finger. I have more pics that I'll show in a minute, but I just have to say, Kim, what were you thinking? Like, she is 12 years old, literally 12. And this person she's with is supposed to be her friend, but she looks like a whole-ass grown adult with all of these tattoos and stuff, which I find very strange. I guess she's a friend and nail artist. Here's another picture. Again, really hard to see, but if you look closely, right there you can kind of see the gold. And the crazy thing is that these finger piercings and body piercings, like the dermal ones, are known for getting infected super easily and rejecting. So why she would have even allowed this is crazy to me personally. Not something I would allow my 12-year-old child to do.
That little detail instantly became the center of attention because most people felt like it was just too much for a kid. Piercings can look cool, sure, but on someone that young, people were quick to call it out. And let's be real here, anyone who's ever had a dermal piercing knows how rough those can be. They pop out, they get infected, and they are painful to heal. Grown adults struggle with them, so seeing something like that on a child made the internet explode with criticism. The whole situation raised big questions about parenting decisions and whether certain boundaries are just being crossed for attention. People online are going wild over this finger situation. One comment said, "What's wrong with a finger piercing? It's not like she got a tongue ring." Another person chimed in claiming it's just a ring, not a piercing at all. But here's the thing. News outlets are reporting it like it's the real deal. And honestly, when you zoom in, it does look red, like it might already be irritated. That's the kind of detail you can't just brush off. Now, while that whole piercing debate was unfolding, Kim was also being honored at a ceremony in Italy. But instead of the spotlight staying on her, she might have walked straight into a brand new feud. The drama reportedly involves none other than designer Diane von Furstenberg, a heavyweight in the fashion world. Cameras caught Kim walking into the event, and Diane was right there in the front row watching every move. At one point, she even motioned Kim toward her seat, and the vibe was icy. You could just feel that something was off between them. Fans online immediately started speculating that tension was brewing, and honestly, it's not hard to see why. And then there was the outfit. Kim showed up in that so-called wedgie dress, and people cannot stop talking about it. Just looking at it makes you feel uncomfortable, like you want to fix it for her. Comment sections lit up with jokes and memes, comparing it to everything from an overnight disaster to the kind of outfit you'd regret the second you sat down. The audience wasn't laughing with her. They were laughing at her. So now not only are people debating whether her daughter has a piercing or just a ring, but Kim herself is under fire for her fashion choices and her rumored beef with one of the most respected designers in the game. At this point, even fans are begging, can we be done with the Kardashians already? That's how bad the Italy event got. The internet lit up with comments, one person saying, "That moment was so stiff, the awkward energy was unbearable." Another compared it to being tangled up in a fitted sheet, messy, uncomfortable, and nearly impossible to fix. But here's where it gets even shadier. People at the event swore they heard Diane mutter, "Sit down. Now right at Kim." And honestly, the timing makes sense. Because while Kim did get honored, the whole event was actually meant to celebrate Diane von Furstenberg herself. She's a legend in the fashion world, and yet Kim strolled in last, late as usual, making the entire room wait on her. One person put it plain. The person being honored was already seated, and Kim made her entrance like she owned the place.
Because it's iconic. And I love to do iconic shit.
No class at all. Now let's not forget, Diane is no rookie. At 78 years old, she's seen it all. And she's definitely not about to put up with any Kardashian-style antics. People are already comparing her to Anna Wintour, powerful, respected, and not here for the drama. And if things weren't awkward enough, the night ended with a group photo op. Everyone was already gathered, waiting. But who was missing? Kim, of course. You could literally see Diane pointing, looking annoyed like, "Sit down already!" And there stood the world's biggest names in fashion, just waiting for Kimberly to drag her wedgie dress over and take her spot. It was humiliating, not only for Kim, but for everyone forced to pause while she played the diva role once again. The whispers coming out of that room, Diane might just be the first fashion queen powerful enough to check Kim in public, and people are here for it. The shade in those comments was unreal. People were dragging Kim left and right, and honestly, some of it was hilarious. One person joked that her outfit looked like old bedsheets, straight out of Target in that basic heather gray shade. Another pointed out how Diane von Furstenberg's face told the whole story. She didn't even try to hide how disgusted she was. The screenshots of Diane's reactions instantly went viral, with people saying, "She's so over it, and honestly, who can blame her?" But the shade didn't stop there. Someone zoomed in and said, "For somebody who owns a shapewear line, that fit is not fitting." The comments just kept stacking up. Everything from jokes about Kim's timing to people clowning her bra. And when Kim tried to play it off by saying, "Sorry, I hope you weren't all waiting for me," the internet collectively screamed back, "Girl, they were waiting for you." It was the kind of iconic internet dragging that Kim cannot escape no matter how hard she tries. What made it even juicier was how uncomfortable Kim looked in the group photos. You can literally see it in her body language. She's stiff, awkward, like she knows the entire room is over her stunts. And honestly, people were living for Diane's icy stares and the way she carried herself like the queen of fashion shutting down a wannabe. That clash of old-school fashion royalty versus Hollywood reality royalty is what makes this moment feel so big. It's not just about an outfit anymore. It's about Kim trying to play in a league where not everybody is willing to roll out the red carpet for her, and for once, the cracks in her confidence were showing on camera.
Kim Kardashian just saw Megos.
Right there. Give her your card, honey.
Where? Oh my God, I have a bag of Megos. Oh my gosh, I don't get starstruck for anybody. Truly, nobody except for Kim K. And I just saw her on the streets. I didn't know what to do. I totally messed it up probably. And I just told her I loved her and I'm a huge fan. And then her security guy was like, "Okay, thank you." And I'm like, "And by the way, this is my candy company." And then I just handed her my candy and she was so nice.
Kim's always been about business, so some fans were saying she'll probably never forget that Italy moment. One comment read, "Trust me, Kim will remember this. If she hasn't already looked you up, she will." Another person tried to paint her as super down to earth, claiming she remembers every detail and every interaction. But let's be real, that's a bold claim. Nobody's buying the idea that Kim Kardashian has time to keep tabs on everybody. Still, you never know when she'll circle back and make her moves in silence. But while all that chatter was bubbling online, Kim was making headlines for something way bigger, a rumored feud with none other than Donald Trump. And yes, it all went down during that same event where she wore the infamous wedgie dress. The tone she had this time, though, totally different from a few years back. Kim actually spoke out about ICE raids in the US, and her words caught everybody off guard. She said the media frames it like the raids only target dangerous criminals, but in reality, hardworking families and everyday people are being swept up. According to Kim, these are people who helped build the country, and yet they're the ones suffering. She added, "You want to believe there's a powerful message of protection, but you see that's not what's happening." It was surprisingly bold for her, especially given her past ties to Trump's administration when she was pushing for prison reform. Back then, she kept it diplomatic. This time, she came across way more defiant, almost like she was drawing a line in the sand. And apparently, that didn't sit well at all with the White House. Rumors quickly spread that her comments caused real tension behind the scenes, sparking whispers that she's officially on Trump's bad side now. If true, that's a dangerous place to be, because you know he doesn't forget a grudge. The government didn't waste any time clapping back at Kim. Officials hit her with a sharp statement saying she was misinformed and completely out of touch with the reality of what goes down in Los Angeles. They doubled down, insisting these raids were targeting violent criminals, murderers, gang members, predators, and accused Kim of doing the bidding of criminals at the expense of innocent Americans and law enforcement. That's a heavy accusation to throw at a celebrity, and it shows just how rattled they really were by her comments. Kim was later asked about it at the start of her event in Italy, and the whole situation became even more surreal. The fact that the government felt pressed enough to release a response to a reality star turned business mogul, that tells you everything. She's not just playing in fashion headlines anymore, she's now stirring political waters too. But here's where it gets messy. People online instantly pointed out her past ties with the Trump family. She's given shout-outs to Melania, posed friendly with Ivanka, and kept cordial with the administration when it suited her goals. So for her to suddenly speak out now, many are calling it fake activism. One comment summed it up. She talked about the issue but dodged the real source, the president and his policies. Miss US with the performative talk, and honestly, critics weren't stopping there. Fashion police on the internet also dragged her all over again for the infamous front wedgie dress, saying she lost the right to give advice on anything, including style. To make matters worse, new photos of Khloe Kardashian surfaced, and fans were split. Some said she looked gorgeous, but others called her latest outfit confusing, poorly fitted, and another Kardashian fashion flop. Between political backlash and fashion disasters, the Kardashian brand looked shakier than ever that night, and Kim found herself in a storm bigger than she bargained for. Even Khloe looked like she was second-guessing herself that night. You could see it on her face, like she was thinking, "Why did I step out in this?" The outfit had people divided. Some called it confused and sloppy, while others tried to defend it, saying they liked the concept but not the execution. Either way, it was a look that had the internet buzzing. And then it got even more random. Khloe was spotted at dinner with Hailey Bieber. That's where Hollywood's overlapping circles always get messy. But while Khloe's outfit was a hot topic, Hailey gave fans the same old thing. She showed up in her usual uniform, a plain black dress, safe, predictable, and for a lot of people, boring. One fan put it bluntly, "Hailey never takes a risk. It's always the same look on repeat." Now, the dinner itself, it wasn't just a casual get-together. Word is that it was linked to Hailey's brand, and these celebrity dinners are less about food and more about strategy. Critics online were quick to call it out, saying it's all for photo ops, content farming, and of course, the tax write-offs. At this point, everyone knows these so-called private events are basically business meetings in disguise. Meanwhile, Kylie Jenner was shutting down a whole other rumor. After months of speculation that she might be pregnant again, Kylie finally put it to rest with a glamorous new photo shoot. The pictures made it crystal clear, no baby bump in sight. People had been whispering about it for nearly 8 months, but the chatter has officially been silenced. As for her relationship with Timothée Chalamet, fans are convinced he's not rushing into parenthood anytime soon. Some even joked that Kylie might be ready for another baby. But Timothée looks like he's keeping things slow and steady. Either way, Kylie's photos had the internet eating it up. Looking every bit like the billionaire she is, she reminded everyone why the Kardashian Jenner brand never stays out of the spotlight for long. And let's not skip over Kylie's new look. People can't stop talking about her latest enhancements. Social media has been buzzing, and it's almost like she wanted the world to notice. Meanwhile, Timothée Chalamet has been keeping his distance, busy filming Dune 3, and insiders say he's enjoying every second of it. Away from Kylie, he's reportedly in his element, charming, laughing, and joking with the women on set like it's second nature. They say Timothée has been grinding through 18-hour days, throwing himself into those heavy, dark scenes where his character takes a twisted turn. But once the cameras stop rolling, he flips the switch instantly. No method acting here. Unlike some actors who hide bad behavior behind the method excuse, Timothée is known for bouncing right back to his playful self. One insider even described it like this: when he's not playing that brooding despot, he's on set clowning around with the crew, keeping everybody's spirits up. And he's not just working, he's partying too. Word is, he's been cutting loose with castmates whenever they get downtime, and people on set love him for it. No diva energy, no tortured artist vibes, just a young A-lister who knows how to work hard and play even harder. Industry insiders are now saying his status in Hollywood is locked. He's no longer the up-and-comer. He's standing shoulder to shoulder with legends like Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. When it comes to blockbuster credibility, that's a massive leap for someone who was once just the quirky indie heartthrob. So while Kylie's stirring buzz back home and the Kardashians keep stacking scandals, Timmy Boy is out here leveling up his career in real time. And that's where we'll wrap things up for today. What a whirlwind of drama. From Kim's embarrassing Italy trip to the piercing rumors, the icy tension with Diane von Furstenberg, the political backlash with Trump, and even Kylie and Timothée's roller coaster, Hollywood never takes a break. Every single scandal just bleeds into the next, and the Kardashians somehow always find a way to stay in the middle of it all. It's wild to see how these moments play out. 1 second, Kim's fighting with the fashion world. The next, she's sparking political headlines. And then we've got Kylie chasing attention with new photo shoots, while Timothée cements his place as a serious A-lister. It's like every move they make becomes a headline. And you already know people online are going to pick it apart frame by frame. But what do you think? Is Kim really spiraling with these fashion choices and messy feuds, or is she just playing the game better than anyone else? Do you think Kylie and Timmy are solid, or is distance going to break them apart? And what about that rumored fashion rivalry? Could Diane von Furstenberg be the one to finally check Kim in public? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear every angle. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe so you don't miss any of the chaos that's still to come. Trust me, there's plenty more where this came from. And before you go, make sure you click the next video popping up on your screen right now for even more jaw-dropping celebrity drama. I'll see you there.